let's see. Okay, there we go. Thank you all so much for participating in this round of call and response, changing the climate. And the last one was women resist. And I don't remember what one we had before that. Now I can't remember. That was so long ago already. The next one is opulent mobility, and it's focused on disability, and so it's going to be a good one also. Was it text? I know, I can't remember. It's a Sunday morning, I think, right? Sunday, yes. Um, so, but yes, so opulent mobility, and then I'm going to take a break for a couple months. And but yeah, so sign up for the next one, and it's going to be good. It's a little longer. It's I think it's almost 3 weeks, so you have a little more time. You can even go a little more than 24 hours if you want, which is totally fine. So yeah, so thank you for being here today, for participating. I love like following on Instagram and seeing, everybody posting their in-process shots. And, I feel like, and I've talked about this before, yes, the final show, when I put the show together online, it's super cool. I mean, I love seeing the work come together. But I know from doing it, it's about for me as an artist, it's about the process. It's like the thinking and everything that goes into it, like the challenge of having to respond to somebody, and and sometimes not knowing, like, how am I gonna respond? For me, it used to like come like that. I mean, it would be like I'd be out for a walk and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's it. I'd take a picture or something. So but it is about like shifting perspective and thinking differently, and all of that. So yeah, I'm so glad I'm able to help, bring that to everybody. So how the artist talks work is I'll share my screen, and you can raise your virtual hand down with the under React. There's at the bottom of your screen under React. If you click on React, there's the raise hand button. And especially if you and your partner are here, you could both talk at the same time, or not at the same time, but, in conjunction, and we'll look at your work and, share about the experience of it and like your ideas and themes. We don't have time to talk about each individual piece, and we won't have time to watch all the videos. So I urge you to go. There's not a lot of videos. There's a couple of, or there's a sound piece. I think, I don't remember who did the sound piece, but Teresa. That was a challenge for me trying to figure out how to upload that, but I got it. But it's beautiful. And so I urge you to go and watch the videos and listen to the sound pieces, because we won't have time to do all of that during the artist talk. But yes, each of you will have a chance to talk about the process and talk about meeting your partner. And I wanted to say, because Victoria and Ashwarya just met, for the first time today on Zoom. And I think I mentioned last time, what made me bring it back, what made me bring call and response back, is we had an opening here at Shoebox in person in March. And was it the closing or the opening? Now, I think it was the opening. Yeah, Adiola came, and also Stacy Berkey Green. And I don't know if Stacy's here today. She participated this time. She was here, and they're like, wait, I know your name. I know your name. And they were partners like during the pandemic in the call and response. And it was the first time they met in person. And it was just like, it warmed my heart. And I love that. And so I'm like, okay, let's bring it back. So, and I know that's happened a few times. And I know like there's still artists that hang out and talk to each other. And so I'm like, that's why I do this. That's bringing artists together in that way. So that's really cool. So with that, let me see. And sorry, oh, good. Okay. Yeah. Put all your, if you're just coming on, share your information in chat. go ahead and raise your virtual hand if you want to talk. I know there were a couple of people that have to leave that by a certain time. There aren't that many of you, so I don't know how long we'll go, but last time I think it was an hour or so. So we'll see and we'll go from there. And let's see. All right. Let me share my screen here. And where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. And all right. So I think, it kind of got um, out of order from what I was just looking at. I think Adiola, you were first, and is Susan, did I see Susan was here too?
I don't see Susan,
Oh, okay. Okay.
but I don't know if she's coming or not. So, but I can't wait for her to be here. That's why, if she shows up, then she can speak uh, on the behalf. But I need to speak first, so that
Hey, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. So, um, when we first, I was the call, and I, as you know, that I'm dealing with some health issues and other stuff. So I didn't get on it right away because that situation came about and I got distracted. So I wrote and I sent I was like a day late. So I sent a message and says, I am sorry that this. So she's so cool with it. She's like, don't worry about it. We'll catch up or we'll do it, and we did. So I started out with focusing on, because it's climate, I wanted to focus. There's so many different areas, different directions you could go. uh I decided to start out with the water. We're in California. We've always had droughts, and it's a constant things about being mindful of how we use our water and things like that. So I sent that with her, and I had a little prose inside the um, image that one of my paintings that was about drought, and then she responded back to that, and we kept on going back with something that has to do with water, and somehow it shifted where we now talk about um, sustainability, about food, and the importance of it, and how we need to do things in order to sustain ourselves. And she shared one where there was someone in the garden, and then I did a little video. So I did mostly video uh, of me in my garden walking and going to see the plants and water the plant. And so this is the step to sustainability, which is the step for us to be able to self-produce and hopefully counteract some of this climate things going on, and also the prices of produce and things like that that's going up. It's also another effect of the climate change. We think of it about other things, but also we need to shift and also think about the economic factors of these climate changes that's around us and what we needed to do. And that was pretty much, how we ended. She did the last one. I was trying to do something because I wanted to respond to that, but I was I'm still overwhelmed with my pain, and I'm like, okay, we're just gonna stop right there, and so it was a joy. It was a little distraction from what I'm going through to be able to do that, but I like the topic and the way we went about it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Adiola. And something that I was thinking about, as you were talking is, that you went from water to food and sustainability. I mean, that's exactly how we're going to have to think. And how we should be thinking is just how everything is connected. Everything is connected, in nature, in the climate, in all of that. And so I think this is a really good example of that. So thank you, Adiola. All right. So, Ashwarya and Victoria.
Yeah. Would
I
you
think
like
you're
to go
both muted.
first?
Oh, There you go.
Yeah. Aishwarya, go ahead because you're the caller.
All right. So it's my not even second time. It's my fourth time participating in call and response, and like always, I'm truly, truly, truly grateful to Christine for just initiating this because it just not enables and allows us to create something when we have that writer's block, artist block, but rather it also provides us to connect with so many wonderful artists across the globe. And I'm again truly grateful for my partner, Victoria. She's such an amazing human being. I mean, her perspective is something that I always seek in like in my peers and in my colleagues, because it's so difficult to find people who would have a hunch and stance of similar perception. And coming from a literature background, I cannot separate poetry from my artwork. And it's even more like delightful to witness that she also responded with certain words, and we played around with certain so-called poetry, I would say, because I still even though I have published few chapbooks and poetry, I still don't know exactly how to decentralize the idea of what a poem is, but I do perceive this not just as a visual element, but also something that gets etched in your mind and in your heart, perhaps. And today, when we talk about ecological consciousness or sustainable development in my country, it's pathetic. If you all follow up with the news, then people don't even understand that climate change is not a cautionary tale. It's not something very dystopian, but it is happening right away. It is happening currently, and people think that they have the privilege of just uh, postponing the very idea itself of activism. And it's not just limited to scientists and policymakers, but we as students, we as scholars and individuals need to contribute. And these images might and may help people to simply just generate the idea of what exactly climate change is. And here, when we talk about climate change, it is not just limited to the idea of climate itself, but when we talk about the nature of human beings, how we are ready to pursue and perceive things. um, I think we did have like I hope we did justice on our work, and we tried to bring forward the idea of it is not just a performative task, but rather um, it is something that we must innate and generate further as responsible human beings. So, yeah, and I thoroughly enjoyed because I was having like, I mean, I should call it a graveyard time where I was not even able to generate a simple monoku or haiku. And these images, not just only these enabled me to produce artwork here, but simultaneously I was able to write more. So I'm really grateful this happened. And thank you so much for organizing it again.
Oh, yay. And, I mean, you said that so well. I think that is like the whole reason we're doing this, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. And especially, I also love that call and response is global and that, we're all dealing with this, in different ways. And people here, are also, I mean, especially those with, well, I mean, I don't want to say it like that, but those with privilege, it's the same thing. It's easy to just kind of go about our lives. And I've learned, I'm doing the best I can and doing what I can and try not to beat myself up when I don't do it perfectly. But, we all do what we can too. So, yes, thank you. Victoria.
So I'm again, yeah, I'm very grateful to you, Christine, for doing this. It's just I was so glad you brought it back after the pandemic. It really literally got me through the pandemic. I've never called myself an artist because I'm a performing artist. And since I always thought of myself as that I didn't have the talent to be a visual artist or a composer. I'm an interpretive artist. I'm a performer and an art historian. And this has given me the opportunity to realize that I can do creative things, and all the call and response sessions I've been in on have really been helpful for me. So Aishwarya was just a delight to work with, and she was so fast that we just went through at lightning speed. We actually went past the limit because she said, "Oh, we're done," and I said, "Oh, we've still got time. Do you want to keep going?" She said, "Sure." So we kept going. Um, I felt a little daunted at first seeing her poetry because I do professional writing, and I have written some poetry, but I've always been very shy about it. So I won't call it cheating, but there's a beautiful poem that I've been reading a lot lately before this exchange, and In Praise of the Earth by John O'Donohue. And I really love that poem. And something in me just, I thought, okay, Aishwarya has these beautiful lines that are so evocative. And I thought, okay, I'm going to respond with with credit to John O'Donohue with lines from his poem, but it's all kind of higgledy-piggledy because as I saw, since she was the caller, I would look at her image and her words and then see what it evoked in me. And so all the photographs are photographs that I took in the course of our exchange. And and then I chose lines from this one poem. They're not in order all the time, but that I felt evoked the same feeling as I had gotten from looking at Aishwarya's work. And so, and then I tried to also riff off her imagery when I could. So like I was very excited when she sent the snail because I had just taken a photograph of a snail like that day. So I thought, oh, serendipity, there you go. So it was just a real treat, and it just, I don't know, I had 2 weeks of total delight, and I'm just so grateful. And now I have a friend in India, so maybe when the weather cools down, I can come and visit.
Yay!
It just was it was a real thrill, and I'm just so grateful. So thank you so much. Oh, and I
Thank you
encourage
so
everyone,
much.
I did want to make sure to give credit so it's called In Praise of the Earth. It's a poem by John O'Donohue. So please, I encourage everyone to look it up. It's easily accessible on the internet, and just really beautiful because for me, it was hard to, especially because I take photographs of what I see, and I didn't want to take what I would feel would be disturbing images because that would like take me down a different path. So I was thinking like the poem is about the issues of climate and the crisis we're in, but it's also in praise of the earth. So I thought I'm going to take um, like a positive look at like what is so precious about the earth we're in and the beings that live there, like the snails and I had footprints of seagulls walking through the sand at the beach and things like cobwebs with the spiders living in them and etc. So thank you. I hope I didn't take too much time, but I got
No,
excited.
that's great. And if you can find a link or information and put it in chat for the
Oh, I'll
poem,
do it right now. That's a great idea.
yeah, that would be amazing.
Absolutely. I'll do that right now.
Somebody else I love, Robin Wall Kimmerer.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Braiding
she wrote
sweetgrass.
Braiding
Yeah.
Sweetgrass,
And
and I could
I'm
listen
sorry.
to her voice forever.
Oh, I've never heard her voice, but she also just recently published a book about service berries, and
Yes.
I haven't read it yet. I've read a few excerpts, but I mean, I don't want to take up too much time, but my best friend from college is a total hermit. He lives in New York City, but his greatest love of life is to go to Central Park and harvest the service berries that are growing wild. And
Oh, wow.
so as soon as I saw the title of that book, I thought, wow, he was really, he was in the avant-garde because I'd never even heard of them before. Anyway,
Yep.
thank you. I'll put a link in the chat to the poem. Thanks.
Okay. And if somebody else, because I'm sharing my screen and I don't want to leave the screen, if anybody else has read in Emergence magazine, it's online. If you type in Emergence and Robin Wall Kimmerer and even Serviceberry, the essay will come up that the book came from, and you can listen to her read the essay. So it's like 45 minutes long, maybe, or 15 minutes long. I don't remember. But maybe somebody can find that and put the link in chat too. It's wonderful. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Victoria. All right, Lena. Let's see. Let me bring your work up. Oh, Lena, and is Ilke here today?
No, I don't see Ilke here.
Okay.
But I thought I'll just talk.
Okay.
Yeah, so actually I was not the caller. Ilke was the caller. And it was funny because I actually was late to apply to this round of call and response. And Christine was nice enough to pair me with an artist, with Ilke. Um, Later, it kind of happened after like already 2 or 3 days into the process. And I found out that Ilke is from Turkey, and it also, I guess her first call was blocked for me, and it went into spam. So we lost another day. And then she reached out to me on Instagram, and she said, "Did you receive my email?" And I was like, "Oh no, I didn't." And then I looked in my spam folder, and I found her
Oh, good.
amazing, beautiful first image. And I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. Like the photographs that she took were amazing. Every one of them was just something that I tried hard to respond in kind, and definitely it's just so like subtle, and it's about the climate, and since I was actually traveling for the weekend, I couldn't respond with collages, something that I planned to do. So I posted pictures of Santa Cruz, and I tried to take pictures of something around water as well. And these are just some fishermen nets that I saw. And this is Ilke's beautiful image. This is perfect for, I thought to myself, like, I got to make an abstract work that is similar to this, or in composition does something. This was me trying to respond to one of her earlier images with kind of red background there. So I was just trying to do a composition around that. And I told her that the work that I did is not a finished work. Like actually, Christine, I'm so grateful to you for organizing this, because as Ashwire said, it definitely pushes us out of our artist block. And, and I definitely use these less than 2 weeks that we had, but I use this time to push myself out of the artist block that I think I kind of had for a while. So this got me back into the studio, and these are not finished images, but they will be finished, and it's just something that really helped me there, and so super grateful. And I also want to say hi to Ashwarya, who was my partner in a couple of calls before. It was nice to meet you in person on this Zoom. And Christine,
Likewise.
yeah, hi. Yeah, thanks for organizing this. It's definitely very helpful, and such a great time.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm so glad. I mean, on so many levels, I feel like, we all get something out of it, including like, you know, like just, I mean, that's why I did it during the pandemic, was to keep us working, keep us in the studio working, right? And,
Definitely.
not only that, but I know artists who have, done work for call and response that they hadn't done before, and they continue doing that work, and it's opened up something new for them. And I love that too. So, oh, Teresa,
Definitely.
I see you. Was like that like you? You can go ahead, Teresa. I think you're still muted. There you go.
Yeah. Hi. Sorry.
Hey.
I'm gonna have to run in a sec because I have to get to work. But so I worked with Jody, and this was my first time interacting with Jody and everything. And so I got the if only as the sort of sparking place, and I was like, oh, if only we could move the needle and keep it down below 1 degree Celsius increase temperature wise. And so then it sort of set off this sizzling, blazing, set off this thing with color and like, you know, tumult and stuff like that. And so this piece here that I did, it's called Storms A Coming, and it actually has grown since this photo, and
Ooh.
it will continue to grow. I need to buy more wire, but it's turning into this big this growing storm cloud, which then like initiated tornadoes. But then that got me into this thing about color and these the idea of things that are beautiful, but that like denote a threat. So the super blooms that are sort of a harbinger of like the next fires.
Mhm.
And you know, but there's something that's beautiful and delightful about them. And then an oil slick, like the way that these beautiful iridescent rainbows float on top of water, but are completely you know, as a sign of something very, very wrong. And you know, so then we got into this thing about unnatural rainbows
Mhm.
and you know, the fireworks, and that even now microplastics have been discovered in rain clouds, and they actually affect rain formation or rain cloud formation, and can impact weather systems. You know, so just thinking about the sort of long-term implications, and and then I started working on a piece in response to all of this, and in response to the Protect, but it took me several days, so it's the final piece. And in the meantime, I did a little recording, a little song that I wrote and sang just a cappella.
I'm gonna
And
play like 10 seconds of it or really fast.
okay.
I gave you air and water and fire. I gave my soul to the grass and the trees.
Okay, it's amazing. Go back and listen. It's amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so then this piece, you know, that warning is the bleached coral. So going from the unnatural rainbows to something that's supposed to be a rainbow that is unnaturally not.
Wow, these are amazing, Teresa. And you know, if you finish it or if you want to share the one, Teresa's going to be in a show at Shoebox in opening May 11th. So if you want to share this piece, we can show it.
Oh, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah. So everybody can see it in person if you want.
Oh, amazing. Yes. All right.
Yep.
Fabulous.
Yay.
Right.
Thank you, Teresa. Take care at work. Let's see. And I think I have Catherine next. And I don't know if Eva Marie's here.
Hi. No,
Hello.
Marie can't be here today, so it's
Okay.
just me. Again, yeah, Christine, thank you. I've been waiting for call and response to come back.
Yay.
It really does. Having to work to a deadline, knowing that you've got to produce a piece for, you know, the next day or this day really does something to you as an artist. And you really do think outside the box, and you have so much fun doing it. So, and it's great because I didn't know Eva Marie, and she was lovely. And if we go back to the beginning, I was the first one to send an image, and I really thought of Los Angeles. We'd just come out of the fires, and I really wanted to get that sense of the damage done to nature. And I think throughout our series, there was a lot of things that were very negative, but then our responses were always really quite positive.
Mhm.
And I think that was quite nice working with Eva Marie, even though the subject matter was just so devastating and really hard and really close to home this year. But we all always found something positive to bring out of that too. And you know, where there is negative, there is positivity, and where there's disasters, beauty comes out too. Um, and the fact that actually, as humans, it's kind of up to us to save it, and we need to do what we need to do. I was away actually for a couple of days, and the B&B, they obviously had some toys for kids. So that was a whiteboard with these letterings, and it was like, oh, I've got to use that somehow.
I
That was
love it.
a gift. So that was so much fun.
And I love that you use blue and red.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And it really did sort of just respond to her image beforehand. So yeah, I think we really did talk about adapting and changing and trying to find resilience and beauty and remedy. And you'll see that butterflies were a real recurring theme in our little back and forth. And I do think that that was such a good metaphor because butterflies transform, they change, they have stages, and they come back. And beauty, nature does that. Nature just doesn't give up. And that I think that was our, I think that was really our message that it's up to us and we can do it, and nature doesn't give up, and nor should we.
Yeah, I love that. And I think my two favorites are these two of the series. I love you took something, the figure and the way you cut it and even placed it in this green fabric. There's so much symbolism to it. And yeah, it's just very clever and smart. And I love these two pieces.
It's funny because I do, as you know anyway, but I do a lot of watercolors. I do a lot of figures, human bodies. And I did that and I was really pleased with it. And then I looked at it and went, do you know what? I've got the proportions wrong. And so I repurposed it. And I thought I can just cut it up and use it in an image. So it didn't go to waste at all. So that was good.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you so much, Catherine. This is a great collaboration.
Thank you. Thank you, Christine.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. I think Polina is next. Let's see. Oh, Polina and Kim. Perfect.
Yep. So first of all, thank you so much for having us here, and it's my first time to participate. And Catherine, we also have butterflies in our call and response, and it was really so much fun and so intuitive how Kim and I proceeded with our stories, with our emails. And it really, the conversation, like the emails we exchanged, the conversation really grew and it got more and more deep and more meaningful. And first we started our exchange with like really short messages. And then we continued with like long pieces talking about everything. We jumped back and forth from Germany to the US to China, and somehow ended up always in the area between Finland and St. Petersburg, and talked, as you said, everything, as you said, Christine, everything is so connected. So we talked about migration, about politics, about, of course, the climate crisis, about butterflies, about so many things that, yeah, are connected to our Earth. So yeah, it was so much fun.
Oh, amazing. So, and is this your first time doing call and response?
Yes, and I stumbled upon this open call like, I don't know, 1 hour before it was ended. I was like, well, I gotta try it.
Yay!
First, I was not sure if it's gonna work because I spent the second week in China, and with the whole VPN thing, but we managed to do that. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, it's meant to be a quick thing and it's meant to, you use what you can, what you have. So awesome. Well, so glad you're part of call and response now.
And Kim, I don't want to talk all the time, so you continue.
Oh, no, that's okay. Go ahead, Kim.
Yeah, Christine, I too want to thank you for setting this up. It's really great. And Polina and I fully sort of connected right away, and it was really interesting. I lived in Finland for 6 months, and she's from St. Petersburg, so I think we connected about the Northern Forest vibe. And then we were just able to talk about everything. And I loved the way our work just kind of riffed off each other's pieces. Like this one you look at now is about the ocean and greenwashing. So in response to that, I did a piece about the Salton Sea with a pelican, and that is the atomic diagram for lithium. They're talking about mining lithium in the Salton Sea. So it's like green energy, but is it going to be damaging? But they have to do something because the lake is drying up and all that dust is blowing around. So, and it's a huge spot for migratory birds. So I just sort of had a vision of a pelican with a lithium halo. But yeah, it's really been great getting to know Polly, and we want to keep collaborating after.
Oh, that's awesome. And I can't remember offhand, but I know there's two or three other partnerships that have collaborated since the pandemic. They have continued. Oh no, Jody Zellen and they're in a show, or I don't know if it's still up, but Beyond Baroque in Venice. They actually continued and they had a show of the work from call and response and continuing with like hundreds of pieces that they did. And I thought that was so cool. Oh, that's wonderful. And I love how everybody, is different in terms of some people, some partnerships will like have conversations and emails or, even talk on the phone. Some just send images and it's completely through images. And so I love how everyone's different and people connect differently, but the work, we speak through art. And that's the amazing thing. So thank you, both of you. So happy you're part of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Laura, let's see. Oh, there you are. And I don't know if Samaya's here.
I don't believe she is. And it's interesting that this was such a powerful experience, but cut short because of technical difficulties for Samaya. And then for myself, I actually was out of town with family issues. So unfortunately, but fortunately, we cut it short and that made it easier for me. But nonetheless, so when I worked with B. Martino last time, which was amazing, I did all digital. And this time I'm like, I want to try my hand literally at it and just give my drawing chops a chance to shine a little bit. So I was the call. And then her response, which just drives home that doing this is like, it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to take hours. Just do something nice and simple. And the power of her response to my call with just the dotted lines and putting in the word not, it's not easy being green. And hearing about microplastics and clouds, I'm going to need to do a little reading on that and need to calm down, but it's a reality.
And so greenwashing too. I'm going to look at that.
Exactly. So the lines reminded me, Samaya's lines reminded me again of the migratory response of animals and especially monarch butterflies. So I love seeing how Polina and Catherine and a multitude of artists drew upon that, bringing the butterfly in. And that's where Samaya and I really, really connected because I shared in an email that as a kid, the monarch butterflies came to Southern California and we're always hoping for their return. And even back when I was a child, 50 years ago, it was an issue. It's still an issue and it's getting worse. And she shared about her childhood in Iran and her experience with the monarch butterfly. And it just literally took off, literally took off from there. So then it began, we started talking about the immigrant experience. Hers is obviously much closer and something that she responds to because she is from Iran and is living in the United States. And whereas my experience with the immigrant were my grandparents. So it's more detached, while hers is far more personal, as you can see, just as you're scrolling up to her response to my butterfly story. So again, yes, I always learn something about myself. I always gain wonderful friendship from these call and response, and it pushes me. And this was the last one. I would love to have seen her response, but
Aw.
it was great, short and sweet.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So Maya has a solo show opening at Tag Gallery. I know it was going to be in June, but she may have pushed it back. But she'll have a solo show opening at Tag the next few months too.
I'll have to go meet her there.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I know my order may be a little mixed, so I'm just going off of what I have, but I think I have Julie next.
Hi there. Sorry, my
Hello.
video is not working on my laptop, but
Oh no.
thank you for once again for putting this together. It was very enlightening. I haven't done a call and response in a long time. So it was very yeah, enlightening working with somebody I don't know, and looking at her work. Our work is uh, very different. So it was really I was inspired by Leslie. I first initially thought about how to approach it since I was the caller. And I guess my first reaction was I'm an Altadenan and had just gone through the fires, so I had a lot of fire elements to my work. And since I'm working in gouache collage right now, I just thought I'd stay in that medium while I was working on it. So instead of actually talking about um, external issues, we decided to talk about internal issues of changing the climate within ourselves.
I like that.
So yes, the first one is fire, but it's also a person, and someone's fires on head, heads on fire. And then it was every time we went back and forth, it was I was so excited to see what she was going to respond to because it was so completely different from what I had anticipated, I suppose. So in the first one, yeah, I sent her some fires. She sent me somebody in a coffin with flowers on top. Um, I zoomed in on the foot that she had painted, and I suppose my response was, um, the basically the grinding down of truth and how it's becoming so convoluted. So then there were a lot of circles in our work that denote nature, bubbles, ideas. So when she responded to the crushing of truth and the crushing of words without a mouth, it was very intense for me because I felt during the fires that I didn't have a voice. And I wasn't able to, I've just recently been able to express how I feel after going through something that traumatic. So I responded once again with a campfire that she responded in a very decorative way. And I was blown away, but it was almost effervescent to me. The repeating patterns of our internal dialogue that we were having. So we were really just riffing off each other's, parts of uh, things that were elements of each piece. Um, Leslie's work, when I first looked at it, was on the darker end, very gothic in a way, a lot of blacks and whites. And to see her work evolve against I'm obviously working in a very vibrant color palette because I'm just finding myself being so overjoyed in working in bright colors at the moment that it's been really cathartic to bring joy back into my world. So it went from very dark themes to very vibrant colors and interactions with animals and form. So I was been inspired by the details of each image, and each round was a shock from fire to death, death to truth, illustrated by walking over words, words to silence, and we ended up becoming very good friends. She's coming to the open studio. We can't wait to meet each other. We, want to continue working together on a certain level. So.
Oh, good. She's here at the brewery, and she's
is she?
perceived me. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know if she's opening for the open studios though.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, I think we're gonna hop over to each other's spaces
Oh,
during
good.
each one. So I'll come by and say hi too.
Yeah, she's amazing. And she also, for anybody, I know she sent me information before, but I don't know how it's working, or she's doing like a weekly drop-in drawing session thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, no, I saw that on her website.
Yeah, yeah. So at her studio at the brewery. So if you have any questions about it, let me know and I can give you more information. But
Wonderful.
that's awesome. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to each call and response. I have to tell you, it was really quite a fun experience and also enlightening to work with somebody else or to work with and to kind of have an internal dialogue about changing the climate on the inside.
Yeah.
That's what I've been desperately trying to do, and it's been working.
Yeah, good. I'm so glad. Well, if you guys meet, take a picture.
I will, for sure.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Julie. All right, April.
For a second here, hold on.
And Ryan. There we go. Perfect.
Okay. Okay. I have nature all around me in where I'm at. Like, I've sent people pictures of where I live, and they can't believe it's in Vegas because it's a lot of green and trees and grass and stuff. So I admire it a lot. I appreciate it on the daily basis. So it makes me sad to see and to think about, what's happening to it. So I tried to just take some pictures, and I'll admit that I cheated a little because I looked at Ryan's Instagram first, and well, when we were paired up before we started, and I saw that he was mainly photography and with digital edits, it looked like. So I was like, okay, I know how to do that, and I'll just that'll be my go-to, to start it, So I didn't like try to do some like paper dolls or something, of some other craft sorts. And I don't know if it started like a call and response, but it was a conversation a lot, With me, I was saying, look at the different devastations of the earth, basically, in lots of ways. He made a picture that looked like this one, like an oil slick on water. So I, I thought of seabirds, covered in oil, and that's where that came from. And it just came more like a conversation, just back and forth, We took images from each other, inspired to their next image and stuff like that, it seemed. Um, but it seemed like we were talking about the same thing, Definitely it seemed like that to me at least. But Ryan, do you want to go ahead and say something?
Yeah, I think we had similar experiences. My It was always really fun to see what you came up with, and then I would pick parts of that or things about that image or the way it felt or just maybe a visual element, and then try and respond to that. And I think a lot of our the way it worked out became a really interesting visual conversation for me. I think the call and response element of the interaction, our visual interaction, was inspiring for me just because it was fun for me to see what you made and then which part of that I really responded to, and then just almost immediately make responses out of that. And you were really, really great about the replies and helping me out since this was my first time doing the whole thing. So it was just fun to have an image rolling around in my head every day and try and figure out some way to or figure out what that was going to pull out of me. So it was really fun. Thank you, Christine, and thank you, April. And I just really enjoyed the whole thing.
Oh, good, good. You're very welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Christine, for bringing it back, because I had done a few previous before the hiatus, and
yeah.
So I was very happy that you brought it back. And Ryan, yeah, as far as because I was collecting them from myself in my own folder, to when I uploaded them to Dropbox, I would do it that way. And I looked at them together and I could see how I mean, not just in size, because I looked at them as thumbnails, but I looked at them like in succession, and they really did flow it seemed very much like a conversation. So I was happy with the results that we had achieved.
Yeah, me too.
Yay! Hey, and welcome, Ryan.
Yeah, thank
you.
April?
I don't know if you're gonna do the next one, but I don't even know if I'm gonna do the next one, but because I mean, back to back, it feels like you take some months between the last ones before Christine.
I did.
And these have been like, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to do the next one, but that's like, I know it's a commitment,
Yeah, during the pandemic, they were one after the other because we did what, 17? I mean, so it was like there was like a week in between. And with this, there's almost been a week in between, I think. But I felt like, especially right now, we're in this precarious time that we need an outlet, to talk. And so I figured, while I had these themes in my head and, they came to me pretty easily, and especially the next one with opulent mobility and their show and, all of that, I thought, why not? And, I mean, I said I was going to take a break, but I love listening to everybody and I love hearing how important it is. And I'm like, maybe I won't. I'll have to see. I'm already thinking about, well, I don't know. I was going to say immigration for the one after opulent mobility. I know. Wouldn't that be powerful? I know.
Powerful. Yeah.
See, Anne, I'm going to have to do it now.
Important. You get out. Yeah. Now you're accountable.
I know. What's said here stays here. No, just kidding. No, but thank you both. And I also love, that is the cool part. Like I said, it's about, I mean, when I did it, it was about the process of creating the work and waiting and seeing what my partner sent me and stuff like that. But also, I mean, seeing all of these come together. And for me, especially with Wix now, being able to kind of curate them, the way that they show up, I'm like, I love how these are on top of each other and just how the flow. And I also love on you know, how like I'm able to put like the two next to each other. So this is B's row and this is Debbie's basically. And so you're able to see the back and forth that way. So I was having fun with that too. So, and you can see the flow. I mean, it's, you know, I love that. So thank you both so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And let's see. Oh, and is Stacy here?
No, I don't think she is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I didn't know if I could make it, and I sent her emails and crickets.
Yay.
I don't know where she is.
Okay.
We had so much fun in the previous call and response that I asked to partner up again with
Oh, I forgot about that.
yeah, I put in a special request.
Okay. I completely forgot about that.
You made Stacy the caller, and so I responded with I would take pretty much her words and then write a haiku. I don't know if you can go to the individual because all the haikus.
Yeah.
So I'd use her verbiage in my haiku if I could. The cakes I found on Pinterest. And then I used Google image search to find the sources. So that was
awesome.
my procedure, but it was really fun. I love her work so much.
I know. She definitely, you know, especially when she plays around with the gifts.
I know. Yeah, this one was wow.
And you know, I never know, and you may be able to answer this. When she posts these on Instagram, she always says the first image is hers. But it seems like, I mean, they're all basically the same. So I'm not sure like who to give credit to or what to, as far as credit goes. I don't know if you know or.
All the images are her images.
Okay.
Some might be AI.
Okay.
AI, like these ones, I think.
Yeah.
And then I think her intention is her first, if she does a series, her first image is what I'm supposed to be inspired by. But I take whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that you used cakes too. Oh, this one isn't moving. That's a GIF, but for some reason it's not moving. I think it's a GIF. Oh, maybe not.
She posts a lot of hers in her stories. And I was very impatient, so it was like, where's the next?
Yeah.
And then we ended with a cat thing again. That was the cats.
I love it. Perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. All right. Is there anybody that hasn't gone that would like to go? Nobody? I will say, let's see, I'm going to stop sharing. Oh, Kathleen. Oh, awesome. Let's see. I was just going to say that this, let me see. Oh, there we go. Kathleen and Renata. I think is Renata here? I thought I saw Renata. I don't know if she wants to talk or not.
Doch.
Oh, do you want to talk?
I'm here, but my English is not that good. So
okay. You can, you know, if you want to say what you can. And actually, I'm glad you're here because I wanted to ask, because I saw you went by two different, you go by Renata, but also Raisha.
Yeah, that's my account. When I'm singing, my name is Resha.
Oh, okay. Okay.
When I'm musician, I'm Resha, and my artist name is Renate Lene Schweitzer.
Oh, gotcha. Awesome.
So
Well,
now
glad you're here.
Kathleen, yeah.
Kathleen, do you want to go ahead and maybe you guys can bounce off of each other or however you want to do it?
Yeah. Okay. So I signed up for this because I had so much fun with the Women Resist, and I was like, oh, I've got to do this again. And animals are not something I've ever really done, even though my last name is an animal. But and so but I have a daughter, and this is her favorite animal, or it's a type of salamander, the I always say it wrong, oxatoli, wait, I don't know, axolotl, I think it is. Okay, and so for Christmas, her and my grandson um have been talking about, and it's an endangered species, and especially the ones in Mexico. And so and that's a red panda, which I always thought red pandas were foxes. So that's as close as I got to that. But anyway, and then I was like, oh, then I saw the cartoon Pixar did. Anyway, so, for Christmas, I bought my grandson and my daughter. Um, you could adopt an endangered species,
Ooh.
and so it put money towards them through the World Wildlife Foundation. I don't know if they're one of those good foundations that are good or if they should be canceled, but I thought, well, I'm putting it out there as good. So anyway, they got little stuffed animals. Okay, I don't. That's not what you call them these days, but okay, they got stuffed animals, and so my granddaughter is a unicorn girl, and I'm sorry, this story is longer than it needs to be, but she's a unicorn girl, and she was like, well, mom got an axolotl, and Eli got a great white shark because he's into sharks. She's like, are you going to adopt a unicorn for me? And it made my heart sink because as I was thinking of what we're doing to our earth, I thought when my grandchildren are older, are these animals that are so make our world like this wonderfully unique place, are they going to be as fairy tale, as imaginary, and so then I saw, well, I've been calling her Risha, so so what should I call you? Anyway, I saw her work and I was like, oh my gosh. And see, I was born in Pasadena. I lived for more years, I want to say, within a 20-mile radius in Pasadena, Altadena. I could so relate to what the earlier artist said about, what the fires connecting, hitting us, because the house that I brought my son home to was burnt up in Altadena, and that's my home. I was born in Huntington Hospital, for goodness sake. You can't get more Pasadena than that. And so I couldn't really go dark. But then as I was seeing her work, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I was like, this is what I wanted to do. And so then I decided I was going to start coloring in that little by little. More dark was going to get into these kind of not idealized, but yeah, kind of idealized images that I had been creating about endangered species. And then I got to the final one, and there was a little mix up on my part because a lot of stuff was been going on in my life. But and I heard a thing on some of our recent politicians, and the word hubris came up, and I went, that's it. That's why we're in this situation, is because as human beings, we're not satisfied with just being us. We are arrogant and we, will take whatever we want. And there's this hubris as a species that we have that we don't care if we destroy it. If in our lifetime we're a big wig, that's all we give it crap about, excuse me, but
Yeah.
and I started to think about, oh yeah, let's turn the cheetah into, neon. No, yeah, let's, and I just anyway, I was really I had such a great time. I was always excited to see what the next one was going to be that she was going to send me, and thank you so much. It's a pleasure to see you, and I promise you, Risha, that my German is a lot worse than your English. Okay. So I appreciate you being here, and I love your work. I just it really touched me because I felt like we were kind of almost like before and after, or cause and effect, or some kind of thing like that going on. Yeah.
Yeah, that was I felt so touched because and so understood with my sorrow about the animals. Yeah, when the fire and water and the wars and human beings don't care about the animals, and that's so I feel so connected with your living animals and my dead animals. And the first one, I'm working with old used dried tea bags, and the first one is made with old tea bags and garbage. But it took so long time to try again when I worked with this, and I thought, oh, I cannot do it in 24 hours. I always respond, and I make a lot of sculptures, but always. With garbage, I work with garbage, and so I also the next one, the dying people, and then what the last one I was waiting for your last pictures, but it didn't come, and then I think, oh, what I'm doing, and then I found my old animal elephant I made from old newspapers and wool, which I made. I was a child, yeah, but I have it again. And then I made a sculpture with this old animal, elephant from 1975. Now, 50 years later, it's burning in the fire. It's searching for water, and it's starving in the heat, and so. And that was so things came together from my childhood to now, and yes, and then also this awful times with United States, with Trump, and he hates Europe, and I loved. I wrote you, I have studied in Boston, and I don't dare to go to Boston anymore. But I really feel heartbroken what's going on, and also with the universities. And I think, hey, I brought money to the United States because the study was very. It took many dollars. Yeah. So what's going on in his head? And so I say so. Thank you, Christine, also that it's possible to be connected. Anyhow, the stupid political men are making wars and things, but art brings us together, and that was so beautiful, and I really want to continue it, the dialogue, because we need, the world is needing it, the animals, the flowers, the trees, the earth, Mother Earth, and I loved the song from, how is she, the name from the woman who sang the song we had on the web. I was so happy to hear it.
Oh, Teresa, yeah.
Yeah, I was really so happy, and I thought, oh, I want to use it. May I use it to make something with it, with the sound? And yeah, I say thank you very much, to all of you.
Yeah.
And it's so
Oh.
important work, Christine, you do.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And, so glad that you've been able to join us. And like, I mean, look, I mean, how totally global we are. I love it. Yeah. Where are you in Germany?
In Karlsruhe, it's in the southwest, close to Strasbourg,
Oh,
France.
okay.
Yeah.
My last name is German. My family's from Germany. And
Yeah, Schumacher. There's a big philosoph, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my great grandmother's name was Schumacher, only with a
okay.
U.
Yep. And my brother, they have he's lived there and worked there, and his family was there, and one of their best friends' name is Renata, and she just like moved to Italy. So I was like, oh, I wonder if it's the same one. But well, we're glad you're here, and thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you, Renata. It was a pleasure working with you.
Yeah, we continue. We stay in contact.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have to do the unicorn, yeah?
Yes. All right. So Momolani, and also I saw Morris is here too. And I don't know, let's see, Momolani, and then Morris, if you want to talk after that.
Great, thank you. I'm sorry I have such a limited time today. I just wanted to pop on to say hello and share just a tiny bit of the work I did with Nino. I'm so grateful. It was such fun to do this, and I really enjoyed the process. Now, I'm a visual artist, but I also am a musician and composer. So what I did was I took the images that Nino gave me, she began, and then I animated them. I brought them into Adobe Premiere, and then I recorded on here's my bass recorder, or one of them, and I recorded on this one and another one, and then assembled, layered in Pro Tools, and then each day I would add to the video, and it was really this sense of the shifting changes of life, and how even though there's so much bad, that the beauty that's still around us we need to celebrate. And so it was really this beautiful sense of being able to be with one another. She's in Georgia, the country, Georgia.
Yeah.
And so it was beautiful, and it was wonderful working with her. I don't see her on the list today.
Yeah, I don't think she's here.
I don't think she's here. So her time zone is 11 hours ahead of us. So it's quite late for her.
Yeah.
But so I really enjoyed the whole process of it. And I was just improvising on the bass. So I don't know if you can turn on the audio for a little bit.
It's on low.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Can we turn that up just a little bit?
We'll listen for a second.
I don't hear anything.
So hopefully it's on. I don't know if anybody else can hear it. Oh, there may be something. Hopefully, with the video, there may be something with the, I don't know, technology. I can hear it on my end, but I urge, if you can't hear it, I'm going to go ahead and mute it. If you can't hear it, go ahead and definitely go to the website and listen to it. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And it goes so well with the images. And I love how you both put this video together. And Morris did that too. Morris, they have a video of his music and the other artists' work also. And that's such a fun way to put these together. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, so she gave me these 7 different images, and There actually two of them were videos. So there's a video of this ink in water and also fire. And so I used that with some processing and of course a lot of layering to kind of make that drama of so here's the point where it gets kind of more dark and it's lagging quite a bit. I mean, with the compression, YouTube, and now it's through Zoom, it's really not keeping up smoothly. So if you're interested, you can go see it on YouTube directly. Just do a search on me.
Awesome.
But anyway, that's it. And yeah, thank you, Christine, for hosting. It was such a fun discovery time.
Yay! You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. So glad you're part of Call and Response now. I hope you signed up for the next one. I should post and well, I'll send the chat to everybody. But because I posted the link, if you haven't, be sure to sign up for the next one, Opulent Mobility, which is focused on disability. So awesome. Thank you. Morris, did you want to talk for a couple minutes about your and I think is Lydia here? Did I see Lydia's here also? Lydia and Morris?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, good. Welcome. So go ahead. Yeah, if you want to talk about the process, the experience of the work you created and how it came together. Either one. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi, Morris.
Hi, I'm good. Can you see me a bit?
Yeah, I can see you and hear you. Is there lag?
Okay. Oh, there is no lag. So my name is Morris Mburu. I'm an artist. I'm a climate artist as well as a cultural artist. I live in Rwanda, but I'm a born Kenyan. So I applied for the exhibition and stuff, and Lydia was sending one by one, and I'm like, wow. We were just going back and forth and exchanging ideas, asking me my surrounding, and then like a day after submission, I went to the studio and recorded a song called "Champion," which is about like appreciating all the climate activists out there saying they are champions and stuff. And then from there, Lydia just asked me for the notes of the song, and she did her stuff. So I think from there, she's better off to explain because I was really flabbergasted of her work. It was really beautiful, and it was just amazing. I've never done this before, and I would love to do it again. Yeah,
oh,
and maybe
wonderful.
next time also when you're having, yeah, and also maybe next time when you're having these calls, you can as well as put a category for musicians as well. Would also love to have an intercontinental kind of, music, something for the next as submissions. Thank you.
Yeah, you said a category for what?
For a song or something musical.
Like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's you know, we I think it's kind of mixed because most of the people I know like are artists, and so I don't necessarily have the experience of music, but there are poets that join us, and you'll see and hear, there's poets that respond to the art, and just as musicians have too. So I like the mixing of the two. So I don't know if I'd separate the categories, but I like it when the artists like challenge each other.
Not separate, but like the way we did with Lydia, and then maybe you can say like if there is also another musician or a group of musicians who would love to come together, they can as well, like just an option of, it's not like something like on the side. Like musicians, I think we can do two submissions. I think so. The kind of like I've seen is it Resha?
Resha, yeah.
Yeah, I've also seen the lady playing the bass stuff. I think next time we need to do something as as well.
Oh, Momolani, yes.
Yeah, yeah. But on this one, I loved Lydia, and I think should also love to explain the arts she did. 7 amazing pieces that maybe, if given permission, I'll hang them in my house and show them to my kids. but but it was very beautiful. I think Lydia can take over.
Thank you, Morris. Thank you for joining us from, you said you're in Rwanda or Kenya right now?
I'm in Rwanda, but I'm born Kenyan. I'm actually not feeling well right now. But as I told you, and I'm sorry for the delay of the submission and stuff, but now I'm being better now.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, you get better fast.
I will.
Yeah, good. Thank you for being here. Lydia, do you want to go ahead and talk about your work and the experience?
Yes, thank you. It was a fun experience, and I've been waiting for another one of these collaborations. I have done it before all the time. It is a different experience, and with a musician, it was really something different as well, which is very enriching. So together with, we agreed on being positive about what we could do about changing the climate. And so I received Morris's music and the lyrics. I incorporated some in one of the artworks, or his ideas of how he composes, walking in the river or something of him. And I had to create things basically based on his song, but with the idea of doing something for the environment. And so I feel, because it's a short time, I usually work in oils, but this mixed media is perfect for these things, and so liberating and fun to do.
Oh, good.
Thank you
I'm
very
so
much.
glad. You're welcome. Thank you for being part of it again.
Thanks.
All right. Is that everybody? I want to make sure that we get, let's see, everybody that is here. I think so. I think we've had a few people that have had to go. All right. Well, thank you everybody so much for being here. Please sign up for the next one. It's going to be amazing. It's a little longer, like I said. It's almost 3 weeks, I think, but and I want to say, I love how artists are artists, and no collaboration is the same. And everybody, yes, I set the guidelines at the beginning, but it's there are some people that do more than one piece in 24 hours and send it to their partner, and their partner sends it in 6 hours. And I mean, they do more pieces in 2 weeks, and that's okay. And some do less pieces in 2 weeks, and that's also okay. So, I mean, yes, I set kind of guidelines, but we're artists, we make up our own rules, right? Except for when I send the instructions for labeling, because I need to know who went first and stuff. So yeah. But no, thank you all so much for being here. Sign up for the next one, and I may take a week or two break after the next one, but I'll probably be back and maybe think about immigration. So yes, I think that'll be a good one. Yeah, and thank you for being here, and and for sharing and being so open, and and talking about this. That's exactly why we're here. We need to continue to talk about this and get it out there, and and think globally. So, I'm so honored that we have people from Rwanda and Germany and India, and that joined us. I mean, how amazing is that? That's why I do this. So all righty. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, Kitty too. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you soon.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
You're welcome. Make sure I save the chat. There we go.